Hey, Ty Darlington here from the University of Oklahoma. I'm at the Big 12 Forum in Washington, D.C., talking about the state of college athletics with several other student athletes from around the Big 12. So first, we're just going to talk about what were the biggest takeaways? What was your experience like? What about you, Kyvan?
It was awesome. Got some free ice cream. Also, just got to speak on the issues that, go hand in hand with our experiences that we've had during college. So it was awesome.
What about you, Suni? What was your biggest experience?
It's so much fun being in DC. You don't get to come out here all the time, and it's great to hang out with these guys and gals. We really did have a blast, but it feels so good for people to hear your side of things, and I think that's really what I took away from this, and what meant most to me was to know that these are some pretty important people in this room, and they're listening to what I have to say about what me and my teammates and my friends go through on a daily basis.
Awesome, Suni. What about you, Rachel?
Like Suni, I think that the greatest experience was just to be able to have our voice in the room. Just like in January was the first time we had the voice in legislation, and it's just very representative of that. So it was a great opportunity.
And that was exactly what I thought also, is that incredible opportunity to represent on the behalf of student athletes. That we haven't seen student athletes represented in these forums before, and haven't seen student athletes have a vote like we do in January, or every January at the NCAA convention. So it's awesome that they want to hear what we have to say to make meaningful change. So that sort of leads into like our next question, which is President Schultz of Kansas State University. He wanted to ask for some feedback on our behalf. What are the things that we want to see happen with the next round of legislation? What are the changes that we want to see made? You want to start us off, Kyvan?
I was, just like I was saying inside, basically educating the students on financial literacy and giving them the opportunity to grow from that standpoint, so they have an opportunity to really have, a time to be cherished in college.
What about you, Sandy?
I think time commitments, as student athletes, we're so used to that, and it impacts us so much, and it's part of the reasons that makes, the whole experience so valuable. But I do think that, there's something to be said about respecting our time and making sure that we're not being overburdened unnecessarily.
Absolutely. Time commitments was a big topic in the forum. What about you, Rachel?
For me, I would see, figure out a way to get the public involved. Let them walk the halls of the Big 12 offices or of the NCAA headquarters, so that they can see what they're going through and what is actually happening, and educate them just like we are the student athletes.
Absolutely. Sometimes athletes can get sort of segregated from the rest of society and not looked at as normal people. And I thought, too, just loosening up some of the restrictions on student athletes and allowing us to use our name, our image in a different way, and allowing us maybe not to profit off our athletic reputation, be able to just sort of have a normal student experience, and not to the point where we're restricted in what we can and can't raise money for, what we can do in our own time, maybe in our other interests outside of sports. So last question here. Is there anything additionally that you were not able to say in there, didn't have a chance to, that you'd like to say now, Kyvan?
I don't think so. I think for me, I got to cover a lot of the topics that I wanted to talk about, and just really voice my concerns and opinions on the state of college athletics.
Absolutely. Sandy?
I agree. I think it was just such a great conversation piece to say, this is what student athletes are thinking, this is what's on their minds, this is what's coming out of their mouths, and to continue on further, and for this to be a constant dialogue that will continue into the future.
Absolutely. What about you, Rachel?
I totally agree, Suni. I think that one thing that can help that dialogue to continue would be just the constant presence of SAC, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, in every level, from the institutional to the conference to the NCAA.
Absolutely. I think it's so crucial today that we were able to have a candid conversation, that we were not, as a group, I don't feel like we were overly politically correct. We let our sentiments be felt, and at the same time, they gave us that opportunity, but we are also realistic in what we want to see happen. I think it was a very positive event. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that we got to participate in it.